The heartbeat of any firehouse across the city of New York is the kitchen table. It's where we break bread, break balls, and break everything in between. They say all the world's problems can be solved at a firehouse kitchen table. I don't know how true that is, but what I do know, it's what I miss the most. Good morning. Welcome back to the kitchen table. I am Kenny. And this is, if you haven't heard, this is a podcast about dealing with mental health issues through the eyes and experiences of a first responder, me, New York City fireman, with law enforcement experience, military experience, and just life experience. Trying to build a community of people who might have struggled in the past, struggling right now, and ways that we can deal with them. Gearing it towards first responders, but really, in truth, it's for everybody. So, if you've been listening to the show, the first 5 episodes were kind of a timeline of my life experience, my career as a first responder, from the military to law enforcement, into the fire department, and just a few experiences I've had, traumatic experiences, how I dealt with the stresses of that, how I dealt with the depression of that, how I dealt with anxiety of that, how I still struggle with that. And hopefully there are people out there that this will resonate with. Maybe we can help each other. Maybe I can help you. Maybe you listening to this, if you're struggling, you'll be able to take a step forward and reach out and get help. Help yourself, talk to someone. And that's the first step. The first step actually is admitting that you have an issue. It's hard for people to admit that they have issues of mental health. They don't want to admit that they're depressed or sad or anxious or whatever you're feeling inside. A lot of people suppress those feelings, a lot of self-doubt feelings. But here we are, and we're trying to figure this out. We'll figure this out together. We can help each other. We can lean on each other. My biggest thing was opening up to the brothers at the kitchen table. I say it in every episode. That's how I dealt with a lot of my stresses without even knowing it, just by talking. Sometimes you never realize how much you need the help until you start talking, and then you can't stop. If you're watching the show, you know I like talking, because I do. And that's why, one of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast. So the first 5 episodes were a timeline of my career. I've gotten it up to this point. Real quick, just a synopsis. There's many stories in that career that we're going to talk about in future episodes, and hopefully this episode 6 will be many, many more. With any luck, that we can grow this podcast together. We can learn, because that's what I'm doing. I'm learning editing or filming, how I look, lighting, who knows. This is just real. This is just me. I'm just a regular guy talking shit. Hopefully it resonates with people. But this episode, I'm going to get away from the timeline of my career. And I want to talk about why I wanted to do this. So I retired from the fire department almost 2 years ago. We're in February. March will be 2 years since I retired. And I was ready. I was ready to go. I was tired, physically, mentally drained. I just kind of had enough. I was ready to go. Worked a ton. And it was time. I knew that I didn't love fighting fire anymore. I didn't love going to work anymore. So I knew it was over for me. So I retired, and it was great. I was happy. The stress had gone off me. I was getting regular night's sleep, back onto a regular sleeping pattern because for 31 fucking years, I've worked some sort of job where I worked overnights 2, 3, 4 times a week. And not sleeping, it got to me. I wanted to get back into a regular healthy sleeping pattern, which was one of the big things. I was just so tired all the time. I still don't sleep that great, but it's nice to be home every night and sleep in my own bed and wake up in my own bed. So in retirement, it was great. I was having a blast, going on vacations, catching up on everything, being there for my family, being there for my son and my daughter and my wife. It was just great. But then, after a little while, my sense of purpose kind of started creeping in. I didn't have one anymore. I didn't know what I was going to do. I started looking for work, and I looked at, I don't know, I probably put in 20, 25 resumes, inquiries about working, trying to get back into the government. Didn't know what I wanted to do. I dabbled in looking into becoming a fucking vendor, like vending machines. I thought about getting a food truck and starting a little food truck business. All sorts of stupid shit. Not stupid, but just stuff that I needed to do something. I needed to work. I needed to have a sense of purpose. I didn't have that anymore. I put a uniform on for 30-something years, and now I didn't have a uniform to wear. I didn't have a mission anymore. I didn't have a purpose. So I didn't know what to do. I always wanted to continue to learn in life. I think that's really important for a human. You're always going to learn. You're never going to know everything in life. So I wanted to learn more. I wanted to try something different. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I was, kind of meant to do in life. What was being a fireman, what I was meant to do? Was being a cop? Who knows? But I wanted to try new things. I think putting yourself out there and trying new things is part of life. It really is what should keep you going in life. Trying new things. Always should try something new. Do things that make you nervous. Do things that you're afraid to do. So starting this podcast, putting myself out there in YouTube and on podcasts so people can listen to me, so people can watch me. It's nerves wracking. It's scary. Who knows how people are going to react to this? One of my biggest fears is being judged by everyone, by people I don't know. People who don't know me are going to judge me. So I just figured the best way to do that, conquer that fear, is starting something like this and putting myself out there. Who knows what the comments are going to be? Who knows what people are going to say, whether they're going to like it, whether they're not, whether they're going to scrutinize the way I speak, or the audio's fucked up, or the video's fucked up. And it's not perfect. I ain't perfect. And let me tell you something, Chief, none of you are either. No one is perfect. We're all constantly trying to learn. We all have flaws. We've all made mistakes. We've all fucked up. But all the mistakes that I've made in my life, all the regrets that I have, all the left turns when I thought I should have made a right turn, has brought me here today. And gave me a family, gave me a house, gave me a job, gave me everything that I have. And it's probably right where I'm supposed to be in life. And I'm overcome a lot to be very happy in my life. I've been given a gift of being healthy, being able to work, being able to support my family, waking up every morning, even though there were many, many times where I did not want to. Every day is a gift. All these gifts you have in your life, and all the regrets that I have, if I didn't make those decisions, if I didn't make those mistakes, who knows? Maybe I wouldn't be here. Maybe life would have taken a different path for me. I don't know. God has a plan for everyone. Sometimes you can agree with them, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you question them, sometimes you don't. But God and the universe seem to have a plan. And part of the reason why I wanted to do this, maybe this was his plan. Maybe this is his plan for me. Maybe my words will reach out to somebody. Even if I help one person, even if I'm able to motivate one person or get somebody through a hard time, a rough time by just talking and them listening to me, or me telling them to reach out, and they make that decision to reach out and save their own life or save somebody else's life just by being there for somebody or being present for your family or whatever. Who knows? Maybe this is my purpose in life. Maybe my purpose is to be able to help other people because of the experiences I've had, because of the way that I've felt in life and the way I've overcome things and have to continue to overcome things. We, as a family, had a rough year in 2023. We lost my brother-in-law, my sister's husband. And this guy was not just my brother-in-law. He was my brother. I was closer to him than I was with a lot of people, most people in my life. So he just wasn't my brother-in-law. He was my brother. He was one of my best friends. He was a mentor to me, a father figure that, I needed at many, many times. Somebody that I could always go to for advice. We hung out all the time. Just the greatest guy. And we lost him to 9/11 related cancer. He was a police officer. And he was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago. And in April of last year, he succumbed to that cancer. Very, very difficult for me. But that's life. That's part of life. And it was hard. It's still hard. I think about him every day. So that happens. And then we lose my wife's cousin, who is 27 years old, young, healthy, great kid, stud, smart, athletic, in shape. And for no good reason, he just passed away. Don't know why. Had an undiagnosed heart issue or something. Who knows? So sudden. The kid was the best. We were getting closer to him. My wife was close to him. My daughter was very, very close to him. Completely devastating. So hard. So the family will deal with that forever. I can't even imagine the pain that they're going through. But why I'm saying these things is one of the reasons why I started this podcast, because my wife's cousin, that kid, had it. He sent out a video and he said, I think I got life figured out. And I think it's never stopping. Always trying new things. Continue to learn. Put yourself out there. Keep growing as a person. That's what you got to do. That's what life's all about as a human. Keep moving forward. Keep trying new things. Never giving up. And that was living like Chris. And I want to live like Chris. I want to continue to try new things. I want to continue to learn. As a 50-year-old man, I don't know shit about life. I don't know shit about anything. But I'm going to continue to learn. I'm going to continue to step up in memory of those guys because they inspired me. So we'll see how this goes. Again, I'm learning about microphones, about cameras, about editing. I'm really going to try my best not to edit too much, because I think editing too much takes away from the honesty, the realism of who I am and the message I'm trying to get across. So we'll see where that takes us. Maybe me doing this and trying new things and putting myself out there and getting judged by everybody will inspire somebody to try something new. Maybe you've been waiting to fucking learn how to play the guitar or play an instrument or Get into something that you never thought that you could, that people always tell you, you can't do that. That's ridiculous. Like maybe you want to get into acting or something like that. And you think that you have charisma and you can act. Get into it. Fuck it. Who cares? Who cares? Right? Who cares? Make videos if you want and put yourself out there. Who cares? It's your life. Try it. Don't fucking live. Don't go 5 years down the road and go, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. Give it a fucking shot, man. If you're somebody who has been wanting to do something and learn something, try it. Try it today. Start today. It's a beautiful day out there. The sun is shining. Start today. Start that project that you've always wanted to do. Start that hobby that no matter how silly people think it is, do it. Fuck it, man. Just do it. Just live life. Keep learning. Keep trying. Keep moving forward. You know, it's for me, doing this and being judged is very difficult for me. I have fear. I have anxiety with it. But I think the more I talk, the easier it's going to become. And the more we do this, maybe the more you guys listen, the less I stutter, the less I use filler words, the better I'll get at it. And maybe down the road, I'll become successful at it. Who knows? And if I reach somebody, if I build a community and we're all together, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not going to make any fucking money off of this. I'm also not trying to sell anything. I'm not trying to be anybody's life coach or fitness influencer. There's plenty of those people on Instagram and all this other stuff and YouTube. And I don't even I have an Instagram, I have a Facebook, but I hardly even use it. I hardly even post on those things anymore. So I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm not trying to get you on some 8-week program like Rex Kwon Do. There are plenty of people out there that you can look up and find that are pretty good at that shit. You can follow them, get yourselves on good programs. I'm very into fitness and nutrition, but I'm not trying to sell that. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to get you to fucking go to my website or sell you t-shirts or, you know, get on my program and my life coach program and I'll coach you for $1,000 a month. Get the fuck out of here. That's not me. That's not me at all. I'm not asking for money. I don't want money. I just want to talk because, as I've mentioned before in other episodes, talking is therapy for me. Talking brings me joy. Maybe I just like to hear myself talk. Maybe me liking to hear myself talk, you'll like to hear me talk as well. And you'll tune in every week to the kitchen table. And maybe we'll build a community. Maybe you'll help somebody else. Who knows? One of the things I'm going to talk about is, how I deal with it. How I deal with stress and mental health issues. And let me tell you something. Stress and mental health and depression probably runs in my family. Who knows? Been dealing with it for a very, very long time, and I will continue to deal with it for the rest of my life. It's not something that just goes away. It's not something that it just happens because of one incident. It's something that sticks around forever. And if you don't keep a handle on it, it creeps in. If you don't for what works for me, if I don't do what works for me, which is daily habits, my good daily habits by a routine and disciplines, the self-doubt starts creeping in. The depression starts creeping in. If I don't do certain things, I get fucking in my head and I get angry and I get angry at my wife and I get angry at my kids and I'm somebody that you don't want to be around. And that's not who I want to be. So I have to fight that every fucking day. Every day you have to fight it. Every day I wake up. So I'm going to go over my daily routine, which keeps me mentally strong, keeps the fucking demons away. Believe it or not, it has worked for me all the time. Listen, bad shit happens. Yesterday I got pissed off at something and for an hour I was just angry. But I kept my disciplines, I kept my routine, and I got over it. And you know what's really putting me in a good mood? Trying to do this. Getting on the camera and getting on the podcast and talking. it's making me feel good. No matter how I sound to you or how I look to you or what's coming out of my mouth, it's making me feel good. And hopefully me feeling good makes you feel good, because I'd really like to get into some stories and laugh and tell you embarrassing shit that happened to me that'll make you laugh. And hopefully, because I really love making people laugh. I always like to be the life of the party, whether I'm loud or joking or what. That always made me feel good. But a lot of times I was masking stuff. So, but what gets me through anxiety, fear is a big one, depression, is my daily habits. And it might not work for everybody, but it's a really good foundation for my mental health, me working on my mental health. So what I do every day is I'm up at 5 a.m. every day. That's pretty early for me. I've always kind of gotten up early, but now it's every single day I'm up at 5. I go downstairs, I have my 2 cups of black coffee, I read a little bit, read something positive, read something healthy, scroll on my fucking phone, do a quick Facebook, do a quick Instagram, read the news. I like to read the news and keep up on current events. I'm not a political guy. You'll never really hear me talking about politics. That's for other shit, man. That stuff is whatever. But I like to keep up on current events, especially in the city, around my town, in the country, in the world. I want to know what's going on. It's good to be informed, right? I do that and then come get my son up for school, make the bed, do my daily tasks, go to the gym. I'm in the gym for an hour and a half or so, get that fucking rate of vibration going. There's a guy out there that says, get your vibration up, and that's working out for me. Working out for me, when I'm in the gym, my mind is the clearest. I'm thinking positive. I'm feeling positive. It gets me through the day, gets me ready for the day. When I'm working out, I'm thinking about, all right, I'm focused on my workouts, but I'm also thinking like, okay, what can I say now that I'm doing this? What can I say on the podcast here? Oh, I should fucking remember this. I should say that. So working out really relieves stress and relieves anxiety and relieves depression for me. Huge fitness is huge in my life. I'm in the gym every single day. And I really think that if you're not doing it, try it. Get off the couch and do it. You will start feeling better immediately. If that's something you've always wanted to do, do it. Even if you don't know what you're doing, fucking just get on the floor and start doing push-ups. Whatever. Get out there. You will start feeling better immediately. Your body will thank you. Your mind will thank you. So get a good fitness routine. No matter how old you are, you can do it. Seriously. Fitness. Nutrition goes right along with fitness. Good nutrition. I mean, there's plenty of programs out there like Counting Macros. You can go on certain diets. I hate to say the word diet because proper nutrition is a lifestyle change. And listen, I'm not so fucking strict where I'm just eating egg whites all day long or grilled chicken. I still have my guilty pleasures. If I've had a good week or a good day and there's a piece of cheesecake, I'm not going to feel guilty about having that shit. I'm not. You still got to live. You still got to live. There's plenty of people out there that won't do it, and that's great. That works for them. I still like to have some things in my life that make me happy. And if that's what it is, listen, I don't overindulge anything. I think moderation is the key. One of the things that were a problem for me with all this mental health was drinking too much. I drank way too much all the fucking time. Since I retired, I've stripped that away and cut that down fucking 80%. And I can't tell you how much better I feel. I'm not saying that you need to cut out drinking completely if you're somebody who has it under control and has it in moderation. I think moderation is the key. I'm an adult. I'm a fucking grown man. I still like to enjoy a drink or two with my wife, my family, or when we're out to dinner or something like that. But I have cut out most of that, and I feel so much better. It's unbelievable how much that makes me feel better. But again, moderation is the key for me. Some people have cut that out completely, and good for them, man. That's tough. That's not easy, especially if you're somebody who enjoyed that stuff and did it. But if that's what it takes for you to do that, then fucking cut it out for good, because you can only be healthier for that. It can only make you better by stripping away a terrible vice like that. Alcohol can consume people if you're not able to control it and use it in moderation. I was never into drugs, so I never had to worry about that stuff. I was never into gambling, so I never had that vice either. I always had pretty good disciplines. So now I'm into nutrition, fitness, getting into a proper sleeping habit. You know, if you want to get up early, if you want to build discipline and you want to start getting up early, that's the first way to build discipline, is getting up early. So what you got to do is go to bed early. Go to bed earlier. You know, it's crazy. I'm 50 years old and I'm getting tired at 9 o'clock at night. I'm falling asleep. Hey, that's what it takes to get a good night's sleep. If you got to go to bed earlier, if you're going to get up early, go to fucking bed earlier. You can manage your time so much better if you're somebody who needs to manage their time. If you need to get up, it's getting up earlier. You have so much more time in the day. You'll start feeling better. You'll build discipline. You'll build character. And your mind will be right. It'll take a while, especially if you're somebody who's not used to having a daily discipline. It'll take a while, but you got to keep pushing forward. You got to keep doing it. You have to want to do it. If you want to build a better mindset, get your disciplines in order. Get your daily habits in order. It's hard, but it's easy. It's simple, but it's hard to do. And if you can do that, if you're doing something hard and difficult every day, you're going to build character and you're going to start feeling better about yourself and you're going to start lifting yourself up. So if you're somebody who has no disciplines or who has no workout routine or who has no proper nutrition, get into one. It will be immeasurable for your mental health. Seriously. You know what else I do that's in there as well? After my workouts, I'm in a ice cold fucking shower. Everybody's doing these cold plunges. I don't have a cold plunge, so I take an ice cold shower for 3 minutes. Well, I shower regular, hot water, clean my body, and then I switch the water to ice cold and fucking shit every day. Every day it's difficult. Every day that I'm taking that shower, I know that I have to switch that to cold. And I've been doing that for a long time. And it's unbelievable when you get out of that shower, that cold shower, how good you feel because you're done. The 3 minutes, the 2-3 minutes of absolute torture and pain and controlling your breathing and the freezing cold water, it's like from the shower, it's like needles hitting you, nails hitting you so bad. But after you get out of that, it does something to your body. I don't know medically what it actually does. I think it raises your dopamine, raises your testosterone, raises your adrenaline, toughens your skin, toughens your mind. I feel so much better. And then I deal with the day even more. My look how happy I am. I just took a cold shower. I feel fucking great. Now I can go to work. I have a part-time job. I can go to work and I can concentrate on work and do the job properly and be a good fucking productive person to my family and to my community. So I'm rambling a little bit, talking a little too much. Maybe this one you'll be like, oh, Kenny, shut the fuck up, man. Dude, shut up. We don't want to hear it today. But I said it. Those are my daily disciplines. That's how I deal with my mental health issues, my anxiety, my fears. And we'll get into anxiety and fears in the future. And once again, I'm no professional. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a regular guy who has dealt with a lot of issues mentally in my life. And hopefully I can help somebody out there through my stories. Hopefully we'll laugh. Maybe, something will resonate with somebody else. But anyway, that's it for today. Episode 6 down. Hopefully I'm doing all right. Hopefully you guys, we're building a community. Hopefully you guys have a great day. And remember, it must be true if you heard it at the kitchen table. See you at the big one.